I used to dream about the guys we could be. I used to dream about the heights we could reach. When all my niggas living life and they free. Not all my niggas screaming fuck the police. I used to dream about the guys we could be. I used to dream about the heights we could reach. When all my niggas living life and they free. Not all.
What it do? Shout out to you from wherever you're watching in the world. I go by the name of Korbs, rapper, singer, songwriter, just music fanatic. Yes, sir. Well, the music journey's been a long one. If I'm being honest, like, we started making, like, my earliest memories of, like, singing, writing poems, that was, like, when I was 11. I used to actually rap with my bros. We had a group, and, like, some other bro at the time was 16. The other one was, like, 13, and I was, like, 11, 12. And we made a couple of songs, but then we only made, like, 2. One went crazy, we'd perform it at some crazy talent shows and here and there. But then after that, I started again, like, really pursuing it when I was 16. Yeah, first time I recorded something, put it out on SoundCloud. And yeah, ever since then, it's just been climbing, you know? Yeah. Inspired, I wouldn't say like I have like, I wouldn't say like I have a single, you know, one source of inspiration, but like growing up, my house was always full of like music. Like we had sound systems, we didn't have the vinyls that we play, so like I would always hear music from like the old Michael Jackson, and then it transferred to like 50 Cent, and then there's Lil Wayne. Obviously, like when I was old, you know, that's like when I was like 9, 8 there, I was really like with his shit like heavy. And who else can I say? Like probably Weezy. Weezy is like my top 3 favorite rappers of all time. That guy, go to it, man. Yeah. Oof, that's a tough one, man. Struggles. I guess number one goes without saying, like in an African household, bro. Trying to tell your parents, oh, I'm trying to be a musician, and they're like, the hell? Like there's only room for a doctor, a businessman, a lawyer, and whatever other jobs guys are doing these days. So like, at first I told them and they thought I was crazy. Like they legit thought I was losing my shit. And I don't know, somehow right now they believe it, but that took a while for them to hop on board. Other struggles, man, is like hustling for studio time, studio money, studio equipment, getting guys to hear your shit. Because I remember back in school, like I would tell guys as a joke, buy my mixtape, and they'd just be like, yo, like leave me alone, man. But then there's this actually one girl, she was my friend, she came up to me and she was like, look, if you actually had a mixtape for us to buy, then maybe people would buy it. And I was like, you know what, say less. I head back to the stool and like I started working on stuff. And obviously, like, you know, you go through some stuff mentally, like creating, you can't always just like wake up and make a banger, bro. Like there was long periods of hiatuses, like when I was just not there. I'd go a year from like not releasing some stuff. But, you know, just, I found like grouping yourself with like the right people, the right mentality, people who actually believe in the same thing as you, that helps, you know, like that goes a long way. So yeah, those are just like the main struggles, and there's still the same struggles today. My parents are still like telling me I'm in the studio too much, you know, like because of music, I have to go to some clubs sometimes, I have to be here sometimes, and then like, you know, just focus, go to school, do that, all that. And still there's some people who still don't believe, but you know, don't let that get to us. We know what we want in life, we get. So focused and believing. Yeah. I try to write a song every day. I try to put myself in a situation where I can learn. Like if I'm in the studio, I don't want to be in the studio all the time, like where people are looking to like pick something from me. I try to put myself in situations where like, you know, how can I make a song like that? I've never done a song like that. How can I make my bars better? So I go and read a book, or like, you know, just keep it up and just remind myself every day that this is the one thing that I really want to do, you know, and no one else can give that to me but me. So far, there's only 2 out. There's Ukweli and Trap Station. I have to say Trap Station was my favorite. Like just those 3 months, me and Sabiu were in the studio, like locked off, like every day until like 5 a.m. And just, you know, we made like over 30 songs. And like the 14 that we chose, we just thought like, you know, this was enough for us to deliver, you know, like I guess the message has been put and the message has been said, so there's no more. But Ukweli was also dope. Ukweli was the first ever project, you know, to put something out there that, like I told you earlier, it's me, what I like and what the people will like, trying to find that balance. Coming in between that was really fun. It was really fun. Whew. I'll have to think. Rushing shit. Like I have a bad habit of being like impatient and like I rush stuff. So like when you're creating stuff, I've come to learn in the recent like months or this last year that just take your time with whatever you're doing, but also at the same time don't be complacent. Like don't just wait for like you know, one day you're like, oh, I'm gonna do an album in a year, and then you sit down every day for that year thinking like, you know, that you're not using up your time. So yeah, I just remind myself not to rush stuff and also not to get too complacent, because the people you're competing against, they spend hours in the studio, man, with teams, and like, you know, you can be solo if you're a rapper, you can be, if it's a group, like they're working harder than you. So just work hard and it'll work itself out. Oof, Trap Station for sure, man. Yeah, any day, but I'm joking. Damn. Ooh, that's a tough question. Like this year or like ever? Damn, okay. Nyashinsky's last album was pretty good. I'm just forgetting the name. Is it Lucky You? No, Lucky You is a song. The one with Glory and all those other songs. I used to have it. When I used to have my Apple Music, I'd bump it, but now all these phones are getting lost. But I don't listen to much outside of like my circle, you know? Like there's people like that I'm with in the studio, those guys make like fire-ass music. Like there's Mr. K, there's Sabiu, there's Kahush, there's Omar, there's Tanya, like Ruguru, there's Jerry. So like once I'm done listening to all those guys, like I don't know, like I don't want to say like anything controversial, so I don't have an answer for that one. But everyone in Kenya is doing some shit, man. Even the ones that are coming up right now, man, like guys are doing fire shit, man. Like Benny Ali's, he just dropped an album. She was Fuego. Yeah. I can't leak the sauce. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you. I don't know, man. Like there's different songs. Like there's songs you can make in a second, and then there's songs that can take like even a month to 3 months. Like if you're going to like write pen and paper, trying to deliver what's in your heart, then that like there's times when I made a song called Blackheart of my first album. That one took me about like 2.5 months to write, because like I'll just visit it every time I think of something. Like I go and live life, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I can put that in this. But at the same time, I was making other songs, and like, but number one, I can say cadence is for me is everything. Flow is everything, and then like lyrics obviously that goes without saying. You have to be saying something that makes sense. You can't just be talking like, you know, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, blah blah blah. So yeah, cadence, flow, lyrics, and delivery, man. And also the beats. Like, you know, beats nowadays, like shit, like they carry songs, man. Hey, they really carry songs. So yeah, but we freestyle a lot as well. Like some songs are entirely freestyles in the studio. I can't like say some off my brain, but yeah. Okay, when I first started out, people like they called me like an emo rapper, because like most of my stuff was like just to the heart, you know. It was stuff that I was going through. But then like as I grew and as I got out of those dark places or those like sad places, I started making happier music. So like I wouldn't say there's usually a message, but that's like, it's like for you to interpret it how you want, you know? Like when I say it, it can mean something so different to me. But when you hear it, you can relate to something like this in such a different context. but it hits deep. So like I just want to be able to like put music out that people will be able to interpret in their own way and like fuck with in their own way, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So I think I have 2. So probably 3. There was the Most Wanted. That's definitely number 1. This is shout out Kahush for that one. Yeah, he put me on stage. There was hella acts. There was Silverstone, there was Breeder, there was Boutros, there was Chris Kaiga, and of course himself, and a few others I think I'm just forgetting. Oh, Karun as well. And that was crazy because the crowd was crazy, and I was like literally like the smallest act there. But the love I received, bro, like I was like, damn. Like, yeah, my dad was in the crowd as well. Yeah, and like, cause like I never invited him for a show, but I was like, yo, if you're trying to pull up, I got like 2 tickets for you. And mom, if she's free, you guys pull up. And that performance, I don't know what came into me, man, but I performed my heart out. And like after I went and I met my dad in the parking lot, and he was like, you know that $1 song that you have, that $ song that you have? He's like, yo, that's the best song, that's the best performance I've ever seen. And I was just like, yo, man, like, to coming from you after like all we've been through, like all our disputes, that shit means a lot, man. So like Most Wanted is definitely number 1 on my list, because it's also my first main stage. And then there was Drip Fest 1, like we did Drip Fest like in 2018 in Treehouse, and like it was just me and my homies who threw the event. And it was crazy because we put a lineup of all our boys. We had Chief Gang, we had Kahush, we had Malkizi, yeah, a couple other guys, and like 600 people pulled up, man. Like imagine Treehouse packed to the brim. Hey, yo guy, it was mad, man. Like it was, hey, it was out of this shit. And the last one, probably Diani, man. It was like the first show outside Nairobi, a long way from home, man. It was crazy, like hotel life. We felt like actual rappers, like we had made it for a second. And like the same people that come to our shows, mixed with a bunch of other people, we saw them at the crowd, like, yo, you guys bought tickets from K1 all the way to Diani. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah, those 3 are like my top 3, for sure. Yeah, man, I mean, like, I wouldn't say like, I mean, I still get scared, you know, like at night, like, you know, what if this shit doesn't work out, man? Everyone gets those thoughts. But like, at the end of the day, like, you just have to block it out, man, and just like, even if it doesn't work out, okay, you did your best. Because like, people tell me, Jay-Z blew up when he was like 26. If you're young, you can work hard. Time is all you have. Keep grinding, keep pushing, and like one day a door will open and you'll be like, wow. Because like, I could have been in school, man, and like, I can't lie, like this last year alone, like the types of rooms that I've entered, the types of the people that I've seen just because of my own passion for this shit is crazy. So like, and I'm just a regular dude, man. Like, I don't put myself on a pedestal. My friends, we don't put each other on pedestals. Like, we're just regular dudes who like to spit. And then that's how it started when we were in school. We just had to pull up, freestyle here, you know. And one thing led to another. Now we're actually doing this, and it might actually be like a future for us, and it will be, hopefully. Yeah. A dream artist that I wish to work with. Obviously everyone's waiting for me to say Drake, but that would just be an easy bag. And I don't know, man. I actually have no idea. I'd like to work with Wizkid and Burna. Those guys, hey, they're the best. Like what they do, they make some soul food. In Africa, probably those 2 plus Thames. She's one of my favorites. But worldwide, probably Uzi. I fuck with Uzi hard, man. And Cardi, yeah. Uzi and Cardi, that would be hard, but yeah, who knows, man. Inshallah one day. Yeah.
Last question now.
Yes, sir. Yes, we've been in the studio since Trap Station dropped. A lot of people have been asking where we went. We just had to enjoy some time off, you know, relax, party a bit. But yeah, hopefully before December or before the end of this year, project on the way, name announcing soon. Peace.
So basi ni bag ukitaka show. See we run them bands, mi usaka do. Alitaka clout, alipewa smoke. Alibonga bad, alipigwa blow. Nili grow up fast, niki roll alone. Sana feel kamas, niki blow that smoke. Alitaka that, alipewa those. Alitaka what, alipewa. Leo ni best, na kesho ni chrome. Wacha ni rest, manze niko broke. Leo ni friend, na kesho ni foe. Si wacha ni rest, manze niko toes. Leo ni best, na kesho ni chrome. Wacha ni rest, manze niko broke. Leo ni friend, na kesho ni foe. Si wacha ni rest, manze niko toes.